guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Wabosha. Welcome to the Slay Squad. So today I'm going to be doing something that has been requested so much on my channel, and it's an everyday work or school makeup look. And to be honest, I hope you guys won't be so underwhelmed with this makeup look, because I'm a very simple girl. I like my things very simple, and that includes my makeup. So this will be very simple and beginner friendly. And yeah, if you want to see what I come up with, stick around. So the first thing you want to do before you start doing your makeup is prepping your face. Prepping your face is incredibly important because it kind of determines how the makeup is going to sit on your face and how it's going to last the entire day. So the first thing that I did is cleansed my face, and this is the facial wash that I used, and it's from VLCC Natural Sciences. Apparently it's getting discontinued, so if you guys know any good cleansers that I can try, please leave it down in the comment section below. The next thing that I did is I moisturized, and this is what I used. It's the Nivea Refreshingly Soft Moisturizing Cream. It has jojoba oil and vitamin E, so I love this very much, and this is what I use to moisturize. And again, when you moisturize, you don't want to moisturize your face and then immediately go and do your makeup. You want to moisturize, give it a few minutes to sit, and then do your makeup. The next thing that I want to do is to prime my face. Priming your face is very important because you want this makeup to last the entire day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my rose water as usual, and I'm just going to spray this all over my face. And then I'll let that dry. The next thing you want to do is go in with a primer, and the primer that I'm using is the Illegal Pro Prep HD High Definition Smoothing Face Primer. I don't know why my lighting is acting up, but okay, let me try. Yep, that is how it looks like. So I'm going to take some of this on my hand, and I'm just going to concentrate this on my smile lines right here and underneath my eyes, and also on my forehead. And the one thing that I noticed is that this primer is very slippery. So first of all, you don't want to get it on your eyebrows, or else you'll struggle a bit when you're going to do your eyebrows next. The other thing is that it feels very silicone-y. Actually, let me check the ingredients. Yep, it has silica, so it feels very silicone-y, and I think that's why it's very slippery. And I prefer my primers to be a bit sticky, and that way I feel like my foundation is actually sticking on my face. So I think when I'm done with this one, I'm going to try the e.l.f. primer. If anyone has tried it, comment down below and let me know how you like it. So the next thing you want to do is set your primer. We are trying to create makeup that will last, the entire day throughout running around in the office or in between classes. So you want to set your primer just to make sure that your makeup lasts the entire day. Especially if you have oily skin, you really don't want to skip this step. So for this, I'm using my Flomar powder, and it's in the shade K102. And I'm just going to use this all over my face. You will look a bit ashy afterwards, but don't worry, after we do the foundation and everything else, it's going to go back to normal. You won't look ashy the entire day. So the first thing I'm going to start with are eyebrows, and I generally always start with my eyebrows because if I have 5 minutes to do my makeup, I will choose to do the eyebrows because I think you just look so much more polished when your eyebrows are done, and you look like you've put so much effort into your makeup and you only have eyebrows done. So what you want to do is make sure that your eyebrows are well groomed the night before. So pick up a pair of tweezers and tweeze off any excess hairs that are growing in, and to just make your filling in process a lot more easier in the morning. And the other thing that you can use is this thing right here, and I bought this from Chandarana. It was, I think, a pack of 3 for maybe, I think, 120 or 200, around there. So yeah, you just basically use this on your eyebrows, and you want to be very careful with this because the first time I got this, I actually chopped off a tail end of my eyebrows. I think it was this eyebrow. I just didn't have this part of my eyebrow, and I was walking around for an entire week with half a brow. So yeah, be very careful if you're going to use one of these. So as usual, I'm going to just comb my eyebrows into place. And then I'm going to fill them in, and for this I'm using my Davis pencil in the number 003, and I'm just going to fast forward through this because I think you guys have seen this so many times before. So these are the eyebrows we're working with today, and I say today because I feel like I never get my eyebrows to look the same each time I do it. So in case you also can't do it, don't worry, we're in this together. So you can leave the house like this because I've just filled them in, and the trick to getting precise lines is always sharpening your pencil. So you want to make sure that your pencil is always sharp, and that way your brows will look neater even without cleaning them up. But like I said, if I have 5 minutes to do my makeup, I will decide to concentrate on my eyebrows. So for me, I will clean them up with a bit of concealer, and the trick for this is to use a concealer that is your shade. Don't use a lighter one or anything like that. Stick with a concealer that is in your skin color, and that way it will look very natural. So I'm just going to quickly clean them up and then I'll be back. So I don't know if you guys can see a difference, but to me they just look a bit more neater. And the trick to working out of the house with just your eyebrows done is using a concealer that is your exact shade. That way you don't have a halo effect around your eyebrows. And the next thing now that we're going to do is go onto the center with some of that concealer, and I'm just going to wet my beauty blender first. And the reason that we wet the beauty blender is because we're trying to make it saturated, and when it is saturated it means that it won't soak up any of your product. So that is why you wet a beauty blender. So I'm just going to take a bit of that concealer that I was using on my eyebrows, and I'm going to go to the center with that same concealer, and I'm going to go just a bit into my eyebrow on this side, into my other eyebrow on this other side. And that is what gives you that fade. It gives you a very natural fade on your eyebrows, and you don't have a boxish eyebrow at the beginning. So the next thing that we're going to do is go into the face, and for me, for everyday looks, there are two things that I look for. One is that I like to look very dewy and like I have an, I woke up like this glow. And the next thing is that I don't like full coverage. Like I don't want to do everyday super full coverage makeup look on my face. So for this, you can go into your face with a BB cream. Just go look for a BB cream in your shade, and a BB cream stands for a blemish balm. So this is like a foundation but with very minimal coverage. But I'm going to show you guys how you can DIY this at home. That's because it can get a bit expensive buying all these products. So I'm just going to show you how you can make your own BB cream in the house. The two things that you're going to need are your moisturizer and your foundation. The moisturizer that I'm using is the same Nivea one, and the foundation is the Illegal Pro Coverage one. I think I have already done a foundation review on this. By the time you're watching this, the review will already be up. I will link it somewhere on the screen for you guys to check it out if you've not seen it. So what you want to do is get your mixing surface. You can actually use the back of your hand, but I have this thing over here, so I'm going to use it. So what you want to do is take your moisturizer, put just kidogo, not too much, on the pan like that, and then you want to go in with your foundation, and I'm just going to put one pump on the moisturizer, and then you want to mix this up. I also have this thing that came with a mixing plate, and I'm going to mix this up. And as well, you can just do this at the back of your hand and use your fingers to mix it in. Just make sure it's very evenly mixed together. So just like that, you have your own homemade BB cream that literally didn't cost anything because you already had these items in the house anyway. So what you want to do is just go with this onto your face. So usually I like to use my hands for this. I don't know, I feel like it's just usually faster to do. So make sure that your hands are clean and then just blend it in. This is exactly what I was going for. As you can see, my face doesn't look caked on with foundation. It just evened out my skin tone a bit. And to sheer out the foundation even more, I'm going to go in with my wet beauty blender again. And I'm just going to go over my face one more time. Using a beauty blender does make your foundation look a bit more natural looking. So if you don't want to go in with your hands, do use a beauty blender because it soaks up some of the product, and that way you don't get so much of it on your face. The thing that I'm going to do is go underneath my bags with the Illegal Pro Concealer in Warm Honey, and this is just so that I can brighten my under eyes a bit, because if you're like me, you always get enough hours of sleep, but for some reason in the morning you look like you didn't sleep enough. So I'm just going to blend that in. Next thing that I'm going to do is set that concealer, and I'm going to use my Sacha powder. So I'm not necessarily baking, I just want to properly set underneath my eyes so that I can prevent creasing throughout the day and the concealer does not move at all. So before you set your under eyes, you just want to make sure that everything is evened out well. And when I want to put a very natural looking, that's not English, when I want my powder to look very natural underneath my eyes, I use my wet beauty blender. The wet beauty blender just makes it look so much more natural. I'm just going to go into the powder, and then I'm going to press that underneath my eyes. I'm also going to do the same thing on my smile lines because they tend to show throughout the day. So what I want to do is I make this weird face so that the skin there is nicely stretched out before I set it. And then I also do the same with my eyelids. And then now you just want to sweep off all the excess powder that's on your face. Next to the usual face powder, you just want to set your entire face. And again, I'm using the Flomar one, and I'm just going to put that all over my face. I'm going to skip contouring and go on to bronzing, and for bronzing I'm going to use this sleek powder in the shade Wood Smoke, and this is just going to put back the color into my face because right now my face is looking very one-toned. I'm just going to bronze my face up a bit. So onto my eyes, I'm just going to quickly line my eyes with a kajal pencil. And then I'm going to just use some mascara on my lashes. For me personally, this would be enough for an everyday look. Like I said, I'm a very simple person, but for purposes of the video, I can show you guys what you can do to your eyes, like something very simple and fast. So what I'm going to do is take a blending brush, just a big fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to use this powder right here. This is the Black Radiance Contour Powder, and it's in the shade Mahogany. So I'm just going to take a bit, just a bit of this powder, and I'm going to use that on my crease. The next thing that I'm going to do is use a shimmer shade on my lids, and for this I'm going to be using this eyeshadow quads over here, and this is from Baolishi. I have this neutral toned one, and this one has the purples and the blues, and you guys don't sleep on these eyeshadows. They're very cheap, each is 150 shillings. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brown color right here, and with my ring finger I'm just going to pick some product, and I'm going to put this all over my shade, all over my lid, not shade, sorry. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with the same blending brush and just make sure that it is smooth and all blended out. Since we're already being extra, I'll just go on the top of my lid and line it with this pencil. You want to use a pencil and not a liquid liner, and I'll show you guys why in a bit. We're going to go in with a highlight. For me, once I start doing makeup, I just have to have highlight on, and I'm just going to spray my face before I put the highlight. For my lips, I'm going to go with something nude, and I'm using this lip liner Fast from LA Colors, and it's in the color dark brown. I also got it from Uchumi today. It was on sale for like 200 shillings instead of the usual 350. And then I'm going to go in with this lip gloss. It's a matte lip gloss from LA Colors. So the last thing you want to do is set your face. Like I said, you want your makeup to last the entire day. So I'm using my City Color matte setting spray, and I'm just going to use this generously all over my face. That's basically it, you guys. Like I said, it is a very simple look, and it's also beginner friendly, and you get to have makeup on without looking like you've piled on so much on your face. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you end up recreating this look, please tag me on Instagram. So that's it for the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe down below for new videos every Mondays and Thursdays. Always remember to work hard and have good intentions. Until next time, bye.